Good evening, Shift Youth. How are we doing, everyone? My name is Adam, and we've got a Tim somewhere. I think he's walking into the room. Usually, we're more prepared than this. He's coming.
Just got someone a bit special joining us tonight, Adam.
He's coming and he's got a friend.
He's a little bit camera shy.
Let's come.
Shy. Come on, little guy. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
What a beautiful bear. Do you want to introduce him to everyone, Timmy?
Hello. Say hello, Yogi. Everybody, this is Yogi. Guys, I would like to introduce you to this year's, we're all tangled up, me and Yogi. Classic Yogi.
Classic Yogi. He's always getting tangled up in things, isn't he?
Say hello to Yogi, who is this year's camp mascot.
Woo!
He's not very excited, but that's okay. We've got to just fix up Yogi's microphone for a second.
He might be in hibernation, so there's a chance that he might snooze a little bit, but he gets quite lively from time to time.
He does.
And you've given Yogi a hat. Every animal looks cuter with a hat.
Mate, animals in clothes. Just the cutest thing.
Now that's a pretty special hat. Can we get a close up of the beautiful hat that the Tim's provided for us?
This is a camp mascot, and we are very excited to announce camp prizes. That's exactly right. You register for camp, win a game, you could win a sensational Adam and Tim's Strange Internet Things extremely limited edition custom hat.
How many have we got?
We have 4.
And Tim, what other prizes are there on camp?
I'm glad you asked, Adam. We're really selling camp at the moment. We have got specialty mugs. Get in on that one, Joshy. Oh, look how fantastic that is.
Do you know what my favorite thing about this thing is? The photo that we have of Tim looks semi-normal, and then I decided to look like this. And now it's memorialized forever.
Yeah, I remember the day that you took the photos, you said, hey, Tim, look a bit silly. And then you looked very silly.
I looked very silly.
And sorry to say, Adam, but 5 of those will live on forever, and you'll never change that face unless you run it through a 200 degrees wash. That will probably do it no good.
Well. Tim, we have got an awesome night of youth ahead. Guys, it's the last night of term 3. Can you believe that we've made our way through term 3? I can't believe it. It's gone so quick.
It's gone so fast and yet so horrifically slow, Adam.
So horrifically slow at times.
But at the same time, incredibly fast.
Do you remember that time we reviewed hand sanitizer for a long time?
Adam, I don't think I'll ever forget.
We get reminded about that a lot.
Often.
By the way,
usually in the most negative of ways. And mostly by staff.
Staff. Speaking of staff, how's our boys out the back going?
Yeah, we're still here.
Don't get too excited.
I'm always petrified that one week I'm gonna ask questions and they're not gonna reply, and I'm gonna look like a fool on camera. Then again, this exists, so it's
well, you know, Adam, this whole internet stream thing could just be a joke that I've made up, and no one's watching us.
That'd be a huge bet. That would be.
I'm pretty confident at least 3 people are watching. Put it that way.
I could have paid them off to tell you that they've watched it.
You could have. You could have. Well, Tim, how can people stay up to date on what's going on in the world of youth?
That's a fantastic question, Adam, and you can do that by heading 2 ways. You can head to our socials. We're on Facebook and we are on Instagram. You can check us out at shift.youth, or on Facebook, I assume you just type in Shift Youth. And you can also head to our website, which is newhope.net.au/youth. And right there, you can check out a bunch of stuff on there. If you're brand new, I think you should head to the website and you can fill out forms and stuff. Is that right?
Yeah, you can do that. Or you can head to newhope.net.au/new-youth. If this is your first time, might even be a QR code popping up, I think on this side of the screen somewhere. Give that a scan or head to the website, fill out the form. That is how we make sure that we get you involved in everything. How you get into an online small group, how you get connected in, how you get all the details you need for camp that's coming up. So if you're new, make sure you sign up.
As the modern philosopher Shia LaBeouf would say, just do it.
Just do it. it's not only a legality, it's also fun to get involved.
It's also the truth. It's very difficult to see you at the moment.
It's-
I did not realise how big Yogi
Yogi
was.
is a little bit in the way, but
He's enormous.
it's going to be great to have him on camp. Speaking of camp, Tim, we have got registrations flooding in, but there's still space for people. The great thing about having a camp online is that we can fit as many people as possible. So invite your friends, invite your neighbors, get everyone involved because it's going to be a good time. We've got a camp promo. Let's check it out. Tim, I am so wildly excited for camp. We had a leaders briefing this week. We're getting everything sorted. Everything's coming together. It is going to be so much fun, so epic. Make sure you sign up. If you have signed up as well, make sure that you follow the confirmation email. We'll have a link to fill out and select what electives you want to do. We have got a wide range of awesome electives, ranging from baking and jewelry making to finding out about spiritual gifts and songwriting. So it's going to be absolutely amazing. You do not want to miss out on
It is
camp.
going to be so sick, Adam. And if all that wasn't enough to convince you to camp, we also have got a real treat coming for camp, and this is like the cherry on top. We have got the final of the Masqueraded vocalist coming at you at camp. That is one you don't want to miss. It is Trump going up against the Lion.
Yes,
It is
Trump's
just-
been in quarantine for a little bit. That's why we had to delay filming. As you know, even the Masked Singer with Channel 10, they had issues with filming and stuff like that. So the same things happened to us. It's okay. It's coming back. So we can see who's gonna win there.
Camp is going to be so good, ads. I'm so keen.
So keen. Speaking of keen, I think we should play a game, Tim.
I'm all down for a game. I think Yogi's down for a game as well.
Yogi loves playing
Loves-
games, which is one of the reasons why he's going to be our camp mascot, because he just
Loves a
he
game,
loves a game.
loves a party. He's a bit of a reckless bear.
A bit of a reckless bear. I love that. So the game we're going to play is 7-Eleven. So we've played this a few weeks ago. It's a game that you play in the YouTube comments. Basically, we're going to give you a topic, a theme of, or something that's, something that's happening, something that's going on, like a category, and then you have 11 seconds to put 7 things in your comments. So you might, say we did, last time we did AFL teams. So you have got 11 seconds to put 7 AFL teams in your comment and hit go. The first person that gets it, they win. And then when we're back in person, we've got a prizes. By the way, there's not just a throwaway line that we're saying. We are keeping track. I do have lists. I've got lots of messages on Shift Youth of people saying they won. So when you are back in person, we will make sure to get you a prize. So, Tim, are you ready for the first one?
I'm so
Are you going to
ready,
play
ads.
along?
Oh, I'm tempted, Adam. Yogi might help me out.
Yogi might help you out. Well, Tim, what do you reckon the first category should be?
I think that's a bit unfair, Adam. If I pick a category, I might already have them written all down.
True. Okay. Let me pick a category from our list. Cool. All right. You guys have. Let me get my timer up as well so I can properly get this going. You guys have 11 seconds to give me 7 types of pizza. Go.
Oh, the suspense is killing me, Adam.
There is a lot of suspense.
Do we need 7 or 6? 7. Right, 7, 11. Yeah, gotcha. Oh, come on. Oh,
Oh,
no, Devo.
that was the timer, and now I will give the coveted few seconds of delay to see
Oh,
if it comes through.
I only got 3.
You only got 3. The thing with pizza
Not
toppings, right, or pizzas, is that they're quite long words. Now that
Oh,
I'm
they're
realising
incredibly
it.
long words. And some of the time I don't even remember how to spell margarita.
5. We're getting a lot of 5s and 6s.
I also
1, 2,
appreciate
3, 4, 5.
Tom Kopok's answer of just 1 through 7, because I guess if you do go to some pizza restaurants, it's like number 1.
Oh, give me number 1 and give me number 2. I'm agreeing with D. Harrianto. I reckon Tom Kopok deserves the win for that one for Yeah, I reckon it's worth it. So well done,
Jeez,
Tom.
we've gotten really soft on this, but
Well, everyone else had 5 or so. So, all right, let's do a bit of an easier one. You have got 11 seconds to give me 7 colors. Go.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
You can do this. This should be good. I want to see how creative you can get with your colors. Oh, it doesn't go loud. It's okay. That's been 11 seconds. Let's give it a few seconds for stuff to pop through. Georgia Bonda, well done. She came in first.
Well done,
The colors
Georgia.
that she got was red, orange, yellow, which I appreciate because orange is the transition color from red to yellow.
Done it in the spectrum.
Green, blue, and again, green is a transition from yellow to blue. Purple and pink. So massive shout out to Georgia. You will get a prize next time we are back in person. All right, we've got a few more here. You have got 11 seconds to give me 7 fast food chains.
Ooh.
Does Australia have 7 fast food chains? Yeah, we do. I'll count. Yeah, I'll be lenient in what I classify as.
Sobe's probably just written Oporto 7 times.
Yeah, Sobe loves a Porto.
Loves a
and I
touch
don't
of the
blame him.
Oporto.
Porto's good. You know, Porto and Red Rooster are owned by the same company. Imagine how amazing the world would be if every Red Rooster became a Porto. There should be a petition.
Are they really the same
Yeah, I
company?
think that.
I thought it was
can I-
Oporto and Nando's.
Can I have confirmation on if that's true, guys in the upstairs? Cool. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kent had 6, and he was close, but he said Burger King and Hungry Jack's, which are technically the same thing.
Oh, look,
But it wasn't even
I'll-
7.
I'll give it to him.
Otherwise,
Unless he only did
Burger
6.
Spread,
Then it's a hard no from me.
Burger, Pizza Hut, Domino's. And BYX Hammer has got, I think, 8 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, 7. Well done to BYX Hammer. I think that's Hamish Pitt. So
I think so as well, unless Henry snuck into his account.
unless Henry or it could be one of the Pitts. So whoever you are, let us know. You will get a prize when we're back. All right, you have got 11 seconds to give me 7 brands of shoes.
Ooh, that's a bit different.
Yeah, it is a bit different.
Bit different?
The next one's my favorite one because I don't know what's going to happen. Beautiful. That was 11 seconds. All right,
I got 4.
you got 4.
2 of them were pretty poor.
Sobe says Oporto is much better than Red Rooster / all fast food. I do agree. Tom says KFC is the best. Nice. And he says it's Henry. So well done, Henry. And
well
then
done,
they're
mate.
coming in. Tim, you had 4, 2 of which were Kmart and Target. Are they technically brands or do they have sub-brands?
Oh, I have a feeling it's that there's sub-brands. What is it? It's Anko and what is it? It's like Essentials or something at Target, I think.
Isn't it called Now or something?
Hang on, these shoes are from Target. Let's find out.
Let's see what it says.
Preview.
Preview. I think Henry has come in again with the 7. He's got New Balance, Nike, Asics, Adidas, Puma, Reeboks, and Tommy Hilfiger. He said Tommy Hilfiger, but I reckon it's Tommy Hilfiger. I'll
Tell
give it
me
to him.
Hilfiger. Tell
I'm
me
pretty
again.
sure they do shoes as well. They do a lot of things. All right, time for the last one. Your final chance to get a prize this term, but before youth camp. You have got 11 seconds to give me 7 types of bears.
Ooh, I like
Go.
that.
I was inspired by Yogi for this one.
I can only think of 4, Adam.
There you go. I did a uni project on bears and had to make a little booklet full of bear puns. And it's very funny. All right. I'm going to be very happy if someone actually gets 7 types of bears.
Yeah, I reckon there might be a bit of Googling going on here.
Okay, so Tim, you've got polar, black, brown, koala, angry, and American, which is not 7.
It's not 7 and 2 of them are wrong.
Okay, Kent's got black, brown, polar, basket stealing, hibernating, hungry, angry, eating.
Eating. Or hang on.
Zion's got polar, panda, koala, grizzly, teddy, dog.
Oh, a dog bear.
A dog bear, it sounds like it could be a thing. Do you know what? I reckon I'm going to give it to Zion for not going down the track of doing hungry and angry and getting
only doing
most of
6.
them.
We
there.
reward you doing one less as well.
Yeah, so
It was
well
a,
done
it
there,
was a
Zion.
tough one, actually. Is there any that have actually, if you can get 7,
I don't know if there are 7.
I'll give you a solid thumbs up.
3, 4,
A friendly, solid thumbs up.
Daniel Anderson has got there, one of them being the drop bear, which is of course is one of our national animals.
Alaskan bus girl bear.
Yes, I wonder if that was another word and it got auto-corrected to busgirl.
What is a bus girl?
No idea. Love it.
Or is that like a reference to some news thing that a girl was sitting at like a bus stop and then a bear got there and it just became the bus girl
The
bear?
bus girl bear, yeah. I was kind of surprised. I was expecting to get things like Baloo or like bears from like Winnie the Pooh, those kind of bears. But I guess they're not types. Maybe I rephrased the question wrong. Oh well. That is the end of the 7-Eleven game for tonight. Tim, we're going to be joined by some very special people tonight. We have got 3 of our incredible leaders who we're going to be having a chat to tonight. We've got Liam, Amy, and Harry. Starting with Liam, how are you going today, mate?
Doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm having a good time. We went for a nice walk a few hours ago. That was lovely.
That's pretty cute.
We did.
Was cute.
We
yeah.
did.
Mad invite, but I guess you also can't invite.
Can't
at the moment.
just 2 people right now. Soon we can have groups of 5. Amy, how are you going?
Pretty good. Trying to keep up with uni and it's really hard, but pretty good either way.
What are you studying at uni, Amy?
Primary teaching.
Awesome.
Very exciting.
Lovely. And Harry, how are you going, mate?
Going good, mate.
Very nice.
Just kicking on. Good to hear.
Kicking on, and I can see he's got a fresh snip. Do you want to give us a bit of a twirl there, mate?
This is the best because he's on a spinny chair.
Oh, that is a fresh cut.
Yeah. Well done to Lily for giving that a cut.
Good shout
'cause
out
that
to Lil. Great snip.
Looks very good.
Very
We've got
good.
these leaders here joining us, and they're going to be sharing a little bit of their story with us tonight, and then we're going to hop in for a bit of a Q&A with our leaders panel. So if at all you've got any questions for our leaders, or there's something that, I don't know, has come up that sparked a thought after them sharing some of their story, hit us up in the YouTube comments, and we'll try and get as many questions answered as possible. Yogi's got any questions, he can ask them as well. So, but let's get cracking. Eidos, do you want to share a little bit with us? What's your story?
All right, my story. I think I have a story that would be pretty similar to a lot of other people would have in church. I think I grew up in a Christian family. I went to church my whole life. But the big thing for me is that when I turned 18, my parents were really big on me owning my relationship with God. So they gave me, well, I kind of went to them with the opportunity to say, hey, I want to move church. I want to move to New Hope because that's where I want to be a leader. That's where I feel I can grow the most in my relationship with God. So when I was 18, I decided to move church away from the church I'd been for about 10 years. So it was a big move for me. But I think for me, it was huge to take ownership of my relationship with God. I wasn't just going because my parents made me. I was actually going because I chose to be there. And I just wanted to have that relationship with my friends at the church and be able to lead at a church that I really believed in. Which was great for me because after I turned 18, I think the next year and a half was probably the hardest period of my life. I think I had my mum pass away about 6 months after that. And you guys all know about Tom when he had his accident. That was pretty stressful times for me. So it was really, really important that I had a relationship with God that was actually formed on my own behalf and that I actually believed in. I wasn't just doing it because someone told me to. I think for me, that's really it. It was just the moment when I decided to essentially say yes to God for myself, not just say yes because my parents had told me to. That's what really changed my my relationship with God and my work with church as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank
Unreal,
you so
mate.
much for
Unreal.
sharing that with us. Now, mate, you mentioned a little bit about being in community and how that was really helpful. Is there any advice that you'd like to give to any of our youth today about the importance of being in good community?
Definitely. I think, as bad as it sounds, but I've always said it that even if I did not believe in God, I would still come to church just because the friends that I have here are worth sitting through a 2-hour service on the weekend just to see them. So it doesn't matter, even when I have my worst weeks and I really don't feel like going to church, I still am there because I want to be there with my friends. And then every time I'm there, I'm happy I went because, I was in the presence of God. For me, I've always just had those friends that made me want to be there. They pushed me to, further my relationship with God. It's worth every cent.
That's awesome, mate. I guess a question I have for you is like, so you grew up in a Christian home and you made that decision to move to a different church. What was like the moment, if you can, or was there like a moment or was it like a gradual thing that you kind of just knew that like that God sort of became real for you? Was there ever a moment you can pinpoint?
Yeah, in my year 12, I started alternating weeks. So I'd go to my church that I was at before, and then the other weeks I would go to New Hope. And that for me was when I'm actually going to church because I want to. So because over that 6 months of my second half year 12, that's when I decided to move to New Hope. That's definitely when I decided to take faith into my own hands. And I knew that being at New Hope, it was a community that I was excited to be a part of. I knew that I would stay around for a long time and I'd love to be a part of the leadership team. So it was definitely worth a move for me.
Cool, you had come along to a few of our youth camps as a part of, your journey, I guess, into New Hope. That was in some ways the front door. Is that what made you initially choose to kind of head to New Hope, getting in through the youth group?
Yeah, I think maybe from year 8 or year 9, I started going to the New Hope camps. I think there was a good group of us that didn't go to New Hope, but I think because of, like you, Adam, and Sean Rennick as well was another one. We all just went, a couple of our friends from Donvale. That was huge because every camp I went to, I felt like the most important person there. Even though I was from another church and didn't know half the people there, I got along with everyone so well. And it was a huge thing to why I wanted to move to New Hope. It was a tight-knit community that I felt like there's people that had my back and they were looking after me.
Lemo, do you have any, this is a bit more of a fun question. You've been on a few camps. Is there one story that stands out above all else? It could be funny. It could be like a Thursday night story. What's one story that stands out for you at camps?
Well, I got a funny Thursday night story, if that helps you.
Go for it, mate.
When I was in youth, I wasn't always the best child, and neither were half my friends. So on one of the Thursday nights, instead of indulging in the worship like I should have, me and my friends decided to drink about 16 shots of coffee each. And we ran a bit of a ruckus. And because we got in trouble during the Thursday night, we had to pack away all the mattresses that we pulled out. And then we decided to stack them up and jump off the second story balcony onto them. We ended up putting a couple of holes in the wall, and it was not our finest moment.
That's what we love about camps.
The best part is, I reckon all of us are leaders now.
Probably, I reckon.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's it. We got to bring some of the danger back to camp, don't we?
Bit of safe danger.
Make everyone put all the holes in the wall while they're at home.
That's the real at-home camp experience. Is you've got to put a hole in a wall. Awesome. Thank you so much, Liam. We'll jump over to Amy. Amy, do you want to start off by sharing just a bit of your story with the guys?
Yeah, sure thing. I'm the same as Liam, just like everybody else is, or a lot of other people are. I grew up in a Christian family. we started in like my grandparents' church, and it wasn't really for me. And we moved to New Hope when I was grade 3, and I had the absolute best small group. Really helped me with my journey with God, and all the youth camps we went on, I really felt this passion for Him. But every time I left camp, it would always kind of leave. I found that was always a bit of a trouble for me. So the year I got baptized, I decided to get baptized because I really felt Him. It was one church service. I was sitting next to Mum and Dad, and I just really felt God's presence there. And I was like, wow, it's not just a church thing. It's really, He's everywhere, and you don't just have to be in a certain place to really feel Him. So yeah, I got baptized 2017, and then in year 12 I went through a really rough time as well. Mum passed away, and it really changed my relationship with God. I put a lot of trust in Him. It didn't work. So the year after that, it was a lot of tossing and turning with Him, and now I've come to a point of continuing to put my trust in grace and know that whatever He does is going to help me in the long term. And yeah, that's kind of my journey. So,
Wow, that's unreal, Amy. What for, like, maybe there might be some kids that either have gone through some similar stuff or maybe one day will go through some similar stuff. What were sort of some of the things that you did kind of in that kind of, in the valley there, that sort of really began to propel your faith forward again, and that you sort of, it began to bring you back into good relationship with God?
Yeah, I always had done a lot of group things with God, like with youth and everything. And past that, it was a lot of, because I felt such a bit of loneliness, like it just happened to feel a bit of loneliness. I really delved into my own individual relationship with Him. And yeah, I was listening to worship songs, and I was going through all these devotions, and I reached out to so many different people, and they all gave me great advice. But yeah, my biggest advice for people that go through it, 'cause eventually people will, it's a part of life, is to reach out, but really to grow in your relationship. You know, ignoring what everybody else's relationship is with God and focusing on how yours is unique with Him.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's really powerful, Amy.
You mentioned as well that throughout your journey, you'd almost reached a few spiritual highs, a few spiritual peaks, whether it was on a youth camp or in a church service and stuff, which is something that I think a lot of people have experienced. How do you deal with, I guess, coming down from a spiritual high or trying to keep a steady level with God?
Yeah, definitely. Like the Thursday nights were amazing at camps. Coming out of camps and those really big highs, I noticed it and I was getting really frustrated at myself, but it was because I wasn't putting God in my life, like in any aspect except for at church. And I think that's what I've really tried to work on, especially this year, is like trying to show His love at work, at uni, everywhere I can, like try to talk to Him in conversations as much as I can, you know, not being afraid of it. And it's really helped me to keep a steady high.
Good stuff, Amy. I guess I have a similar question. Ads and I are just very psyched about camp coming up. You've been to a handful of camps yourself. Is there any moments that have stood out for you, either like, you know, it could be like the Thursday night vibe, or it could just be a real silly story?
Yeah.
Anything that stands out for you for camps?
The prank wars are always really fun because the guys and girls in our year level were great. But the best parts from camp, we would sit in a circle all together, share our stories in big depth, and have the biggest prayer session for hours. And it was the most amazing thing, and you really felt God's presence in it. And yeah, it was just so great to feel that sense of community with everyone and leave having really deep friendships after.
Yeah. Definitely something really powerful, I think, with sharing stories in community and kind of owning and honoring that there's God in those stories. So that's really cool. Thank you so much for sharing with us tonight, Amy. Harry, why don't you kick us off by sharing a little bit of your story with us.
Oh, well, like the other guys, I grew up in a Christian family. I went to church every week. I went to a public high school. I really struggled with connecting to church. In my early years of high school, at that time I was also doing competitive cycling and was training 5-6 days a week, so I didn't really have time to go to church either, and my only connection was my family. My faith journey picked up in around year 9 when my parents, they made me go to day shift on a Sunday afternoon, and I was just not happy about going. I don't want to spend my Sunday afternoon at church. But when I walked in and sat down, one of the guys just started chatting to me, and it was like we'd been mates for our whole lives. And in that moment, it was the first time I felt God's love and connection and warmth in the church. And that was a turning point for me. I got baptized a year later, and I really started to be able to live my faith at school and in my daily life. And eventually I opened up to my friends about it. Ended up not really being a big deal. None of them are Christian, but they're all extremely supportive of me and my faith, and that's really encouraging to me. And yeah, having that connection to church, I think, has been a big thing for me.
Awesome.
Awesome, mate.
Thanks so much, mate. You talked a little bit about when you're a little bit hesitant to come initially, and then someone just made you feel so loved that you felt like you felt God's love. Is that something that you strive to do now to other people, to make them feel as welcome as you felt?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know where my faith would have gone if that didn't happen. Because I was so annoyed at my parents for making me go, and just having someone actually take that step out and make me feel welcome was just amazing. And so I see how important it is, and I really try and strive to do that.
I guess, Harry, this is probably a bit of a question for some of the older kids, but I guess everyone goes through it eventually. So you sort of connected in at year 9, also super impressed with the OG memory of day shift.
Day shift,
Goodness.
It's been a hot minute since day shift.
It's been a while since we've had those. You're obviously not in high school anymore, and you're in your early 20s and you're leading small group and stuff. What's sort of been the transition been like from having a faith in high school to actually taking that into, I guess, the real world, of lack of better words? How's that been for you?
It's been different. Just the transition itself from high school into the real world is massive. It's been fairly consistent for me though, because the people I left school with I'm still connected to, and people I've gone to church with I still have a connection with. So I feel I've made that transition fairly well, and yeah, it's been a smooth transition for me.
Definitely see a trend running through the three of just, and I think this is really important, like particularly growing up through high school and going into kind of young adulthood where life sort of starts hitting you. It's just how important community is, how important your church family is, how important having close friends that share like similar beliefs to you, and actually going and doing that all together, and actually not like, there's a beautiful quote that says, "No man is an island." And in the Christian faith, that is just so true for all of us. Like, you just can't do this alone. Like, God didn't design us to do it alone. And so it's actually really encouraging hearing all three of you guys mention how important being part of a group is. I did have one more question for all of them, for each of them. And here it is. Right, we'll go back in the same order. So Liam, Amy, Harry, I guess. So we've just gone through COVID, right? And this is like, it can be a bit of a disappointing season. I want to know from each of you guys, What excites you about the future? Like, what are you looking forward to in the future, and what have you got your eyes looking up towards?
I think for me, COVID really made me look at what I spend my time on when I'm not at work, because I wasn't spending 8 hours a day at work. I was doing it all at home. It made me a lot more proactive and enjoy, going for walks, which is like such an old person thing to do, but now it's like the highlight of my day. So I'm going to try and take that in. And like I said, well, Adam said before, like me and him went for a walk. I've been going for a walk with friends now, which like you don't even do at 22 or whatever. So you never know when it's just going to go away and you can't see them anymore. That's what I'm excited to be able to just see my friends and just enjoy being with them.
How about you, Ames? What are you looking forward to in the future?
I'm sorry, that was so glitchy. I've realized the potential I have now. Like, everyone's always saying that you can do anything you want with life. I haven't really realized that until this COVID, and I've been researching all these different pathways I can take, all the different trips, like missionary trips I can take, and I'm really excited to be able to go out into the world and see what God's doing in different places. It's something I'm really looking forward to.
Awesome.
It's really
What about
exciting.
you, Harry?
I'm looking forward to just getting back to church, honestly.
Yeah.
Didn't realise how important church is and how much of an impact it has, and having not been to church for most of the year, it's can really notice the difference it makes when you can actually go to church and be surrounded by people, and that comfort and warmth that you experience being able to worship. I really miss that. I'm excited to get back to church.
So true. That first week back at church, guys,
Ooh.
it's going to be incredible. It's going to be amazing, isn't
It's
it?
going to be pretty spicy, I reckon.
Especially like one thing that you guys had all mentioned in part of your story is the importance of community and having strong friendships where you can openly chat about God. And it's, we've got Zoom, we've got ways to do that, but it's not the exact same. And so I think we're all desperately waiting to get back to, community and be with people, which is what I believe God's, designed us for in his perfect creation. So when that does happen, it's going to be incredible. That being said, we're going to head into online small groups in just a sec, which is the next best thing where you can hang out and chill. Let's give these guys a bit of love in the comments. Thank you so much, Liam and Amy and Harry. It's been awesome to hear your story. There's such power in each of our stories, and that's what we're going to be tackling tonight in our study as well.
Absolutely. And again, just encouragement for all of you guys in youth. All of these leaders all have different stories, but all of them will have a lot of really similarities. So tonight, I encourage you just to go nuts with your questions. Just ask them as much as you want or as you can about their Christian walks, their Christian faiths, and begin to dig into your own story and begin to ask questions about your own story. And granted, none of us are perfect, but the beauty is that in community, that carries us all.
Yeah.
And so in your Zoom groups, just encourage you to open up into that conversation, just open your hearts to something new. And I think tonight's going to be really awesome. And it's our big finale, 2 weeks until camp.
Get so excited. Awesome. See you later, Liam, Amy, and Harry. Thank you so much for joining us
Thanks,
tonight.
guys.
It's I think we need to do that more if Shift Live's going to be around for a bit longer, so might need to do that a bit more. Everyone back at home, let's jump into our online small groups. Let's have a good chat, and cool. We'll see you at
Camp. Come on.